So we're here and we're creating the Dita Von Teese look with that perfect 50s Hollywood waves. And I'm here with Lia Rose, who's gonna work that magic and make me look like a less messy pinup. So let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, you always start by curling your hair, and you can do it many ways. But Miss Behave has had a wet set, I think, yesterday night.
Yeah, I'm always using the mushy thingies. I don't know how you call them, but I always call them the mushy thingies because it's better for my hair. I don't like to use a curling iron with the heat and everything, and I just sleep like this.
They create also a nice curl, but you need to make sure that the mushies are dry.
Let's call them the mushies.
You can also curl your hair by using a curling iron and clipping the curl with these pins.
And we call that pin curls. And as you can see, I'm not a professional. Probably she's gonna have a tough time getting them out because yesterday I had a few drinks and I did it when I was tipsy.
You did a great job, actually.
I also use a setting spray. So when I curl my hair, I always use like a little setting spray called Hollywood Waves. I use it on my dry hair, and I also make sure that my hair isn't washed for 2 days.
Yes, very good. Because if your hair is freshly washed, that's not a good idea to do hairstyles. So the dirtier, the better.
Oh.
If you are curling your hair, or if you are using mushies or anything else to curl your hair, make sure you make small parts of hair. So not use big parts, but always use small parts of hair.
What is the perfect length for a Dita Von Teese look?
Like this, actually.
Okay.
So shoulder
height?
Yeah. Then you're going to sort of brushing out with your fingers.
It feels really good.
To make sure the curl is going to set a bit natural. So then, first you make separations. I always start with the separation in the front of the head, and I start with a side separation. So for that, the best thing you can do is you take the highest point of the eyebrow and you're going up, and then you make the separation. Be gently with the curls. I always start with the back, brushing out. So I make sure that my wave actually is now separated from the rest. So afterwards we can make a nice Hollywood wave. Gently with the curls. So this is going to be my wave later. And then the back. I start by brushing a little, not everything, because we are going to tease also.
Do you use
And by teasing, I mean teasing the hair.
And what kind of brush do you use?
I use the brush from Denman. It's this brush.
Yeah.
It's really good afterwards also to brush the curls into place. Now I just use it to brush everything back, and later I'm going to use it to make a nice curl in place. So I start by, now that I have combed everything back, I start by using 3 sections. The wave is going to be this side, so usually I pin this side back. So later I'm going to pin it just with a bobby pin back like this, and here you can put or add a flower or anything else, diamonds, I don't know, whatever you like. But first I'm going to make 3 sections, so 1. So first you brush everything out gently, be gently with your curls. When you come to the end of the hair, you take everything together and you brush down. Then I'm starting to tease. mostly everything except this part of the hair, because this is the part that we see, so it needs to be very clean. But everything else you can tease. Make sure you don't tease your curl out. That's very important. So it looks messy now, but that's okay. It's what we need to create volume and to create a perfect brush out. Hairspray. Don't use hairspray like this, always like this. And then when I have teased the section of the hair, I'm going to create a nice wave with this brush again. So again, you come down and you see that there's going to be, or there are going to be, a lot of nice waves here and here. So when you brushed everything in, you use hairspray to set. You see that we have waves here, here and here. So you can use this kind of pins to make them clearer. So I put one here. The brush out is a style that takes a lot of practice, unfortunately.
It's really difficult.
Yes.
And I have very frizzy hair, and I know I should use pomade, but still, some days it's flowing like perfectly, and some days I just look like, I don't know, a poodle.
So we have one section done, and I use 3 pins to define the waves. Then we take a second section, the middle of the hair, and you do basically the same thing. So teasing and then brushing out. Hairspray after teasing. You really need to make sure that you brush everything out.
It's all
everything will
brush
be
out, right?
fine in the end. And then again I use pins to define the waves. What you can do after, if all the pins are in, you can use a hairdryer to set more an accent on the wave. Because of the heat, they will appear better. So then the last section, we do basically the same. You tease and you brush.
Is there a special hairspray you use or that you prefer?
I use now this one with an extra strong fixation. That's really important. And then the pins to shape the waves.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
So now I have everything brushed out, and I have teased the back from the hair, and I brushed everything out. I also made sure that I created waves with these pins. So what we do now is we use a little bit more of hairspray, and then you can also use a hairdryer to make sure the waves are really coming out. Okay, so now the wave in front of the hair. And this is really the signature thing, look, or the signature part of this hairstyle, it's the wave. I prefer, if you see that the hair is a little bit fluffy, you can use volume powder, this one, to create more volume. So I use a little bit here, and I
do
a little bit of massage.
Oh, give me a massage.
You do not use this stuff here. Really take a part of the hair and use it there. Make sure you do not tease the end of the hair because that's not good for your hair, but teasing here up to here. There you go, you finished.
It's done. I'm Dita.
So we've teased and now you do the same, you brush out. And what I do is I use my hand to create volume on top. For the wave I usually use my teaser brush to come out because I want it to go smoothly and in one way. This here.
You pin it down, girl. Pin it down.
And then I create this shape. So now we created a wave. Hairspray.
Say it, don't spray it.
The last step is to take them out very gently. Now I use bobby pins to make sure the ends of the hair are not coming down. And to finish the wave, I first take this one off and I use a bobby pin. And you pin this one behind, so not here, but underneath. Like this. I put the hair behind the ear. Like this, and here you can use a flower or a nice hairpiece to make it more perfect.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you create the perfect Dita Von Teese look, or as we call it, that Hollywood 50s glamour waves. And I can't do this by myself, but she definitely can, so wave it out, everyone. Wave it out.
I'm walking in sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking in sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking in sunshine. Whoa, and don't it feel good? Hey, don't it feel good? I used to think maybe you